It's time for another ICU shift recap, and as you can see, my list looks so small in this shift, and that's because I had a really easy good day. I can say that now because my shift is done, and I'm not going to jinx myself. One thing I love about working in the ICU is I can have my shifts where I am running my little tail off so busy, but I also can have my shifts where I'm more on like chill mode, like keeping an eye on things, not really having to do anything too crazy, very controlled. And that was this shift right here. I only had one patient this shift, and I start off by getting a report from the night shift nurse, and then I jumped right into doing my assessment, meds, oral care, and blood sugar check. After that, I sat down to chart, and then I didn't have much to do until we were doing rounds with our big rounding team. We were proning my patient, and so at 10:30, I started to prepare to flip my patient back over, and we were planning on flipping them around 11, but there was a rapid response that I had to kind of help with. Coincidentally, I don't want to like get into it too much. I wasn't charged that day, but they needed a little extra assistance, and I had the time and the ability to do so, so I had to help out with that. And then I flipped my patient. After I flipped, did the rest of my assessment, did my meds, blood sugar check, and oral care, and then I took my lunch after that. When I got back from lunch, I had to give a couple meds, and then I had to call and make an occupational health appointment because I was exposed to TB. And I just found out during the shift that like a prior shift I had been exposed, and so now I got to go and do an OC Health follow-up. Had to wait on hold quite a while for the OC Health appointment, but made that appointment to be determined on what they're going to do with me. But I did some meds at 1600 as well as oral care, my next assessment, and my next blood sugar check. And then I took my dinner. I know that's not very common, very normal, but I had so much downtime this shift, and my neighbor was precepting a nurse. And so we actually had just a little bit of extra set of hands that day. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to go eat dinner, so I don't have to eat dinner when I get home. And I took a little break. Why do we feel like we have to apologize for this? I don't know. This rarely happens. And if you guys know, there's most of the time I'm having a hard time even getting my lunch. So to get lunch and dinner, it's a win. Got back from that, did my last set of meds, and then I emptied my trashes at 1800, wrapped up my chart and made sure everything was good for night shift. And then at 1900, night shift came in, and I gave a quick report because the same nurse was back, and I was out of there by like 19:15. And that is my ICU shift recap.